Welcome back. This is FIFA Zealot, and welcome to another match recap where I go over the previous game that we played. I give you my thoughts and opinions, and hopefully you guys give me your comments and let me know what you guys think as well. So we played the Minnesota United FC. I don't even Yeah, I think that's what it is. Anyway, we played Minnesota, and they're an expansion team that just started this season. They used to play in a lower division, and now they're in the MLS. Where to start? We ended up losing 4-2, and it was probably the worst showing that we've had this season. There's been a lot of talk. There's been a lot of different reasons, scapegoats, excuses made. My biggest concern is that Minnesota United had played 3 games before us, and excuse me, was it 4 games before us? Anyway, and they had conceded 18 goals in those games, and they had 1 point. So they had gotten a draw and several losses. So when we came to play them, I'm over here thinking this is a done deal. Like, we should get 3 points. It might not be pretty. It might only be 1-0, 2-1, 3-1. My hope was a 3-1 win victory, that we actually started scoring because their defense was weaker and had conceded so many goals. That was not the case. I don't know if their defense just finally clicked, or if and there were several reasons why we didn't score. I mean, we scored 2 goals, don't get me wrong. We just ended up conceding 4. And that's understandable when you look at the fact that 3 of our defenders, a fullback and 2 center backs, were out on injury. We didn't bring one of our center backs because he's injury prone, and we played on turf, Chris Schuler. And then our most reliable center back gets injured 13 minutes into the game and has to be subbed off. So if you look at it that way, I mean, we're screwed. We're just screwed from the get-go. I don't agree with the coaching staff on moving Luke Mulholland down as a fullback, as the right back. I don't agree with that decision. I also don't see like they had that much choice. I was impressed with their decision to move Lennon, who was a right wing, down to right back, where he played amazing football. I mean, that kid, again, and I'm going to reiterate this, we need to buy him. I don't care how much money it takes. I don't care what we have to do. You know what I'm saying? If we have to, as RSL fans, start a GoFundMe, let's do it. And I'll be the first to donate, because that kid, it just seems like he can do anything you want him to. And I love watching that guy play. Anyway, so once Mon was injured, it was all downhill from there. Our cohesion was horrible. Our communication between Wingert and Schmidt was atrocious, and no one was covering, and no one was tracking back, and it was sad. A quick point on Nick Romando's fumble. I get it. It happens. That's unfortunate that it happened. He's really good with the ball. He's really, he's very skilled with that kind of a thing. But when we're down 2-1, the last thing you want to do is chest it, try to flick it back, back behind your other leg, and then do a spin and pass out. That's the last thing you want to do, right? when you're down 2-1, there's that hope. You know what I'm saying? We're fighting to draw even. And again, it's unfortunate it happened. I don't, I'm not mad or anything like, oh, you ruined it. You're the reason we lost. But now all of a sudden we're down 3-1, which makes the task feel that much more insurmountable. Heads might start to droop. You know what I'm saying? And it's just it puts you that much farther away. And you know what I'm saying? And that, to me, that takes all the momentum out of our sails. All the wind out of our sails, takes the momentum away from the players. And now it's a struggle, an incredibly difficult struggle. So that's all I'm going to say about Nick Rimando. One thing that I like is that we are getting more shots on target. We didn't have as many shots this game. We only had 11 shots, but we had, I believe, 5 on target. 5 on target, 2 blocked, 4 off target. So I'm happy that we're making the keeper work, because for so long, we're just shooting all over the place. And I'm happy that we got a couple of goals on the run of play. That these weren't set pieces, that these weren't gimme goals, which is exciting. Hopefully we can continue that. Hopefully Ura can get more clinical, get that confidence, and start putting away more shots. My biggest frustration and concern, and I've talked about it before, is our midfield. We are horrible at defending, and frankly, right now, we're horrible at passing. I think we had like a 72% pass completion overall, but it just felt like in the midfield we couldn't string more than 2 passes together. As soon as we passed the third time, we were dispossessed, and it, you know what I'm saying. And how do you play like that, right? When we can't pass, then our back line and our midfield just start lobbing balls up. You know what I'm saying? We're just lobbing balls forward, hoping that our wingers or Ura can bring it down and play off of it. And 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying, we're unsuccessful. So then it becomes just that we're almost like, instead of playing a ball forward, we're just clearing the ball. And that's a frustrating game to watch. Ugly, frustrating, atrocious. A lot of people have talked about Kyle Beckerman, about how, he's kind of, let us down defensively. But if you look, he's not playing the way he's always played. The guy's 35 years old, and we're having him run around. You know what I'm saying? We're having him play like a Conte. You know what I'm saying? And the guy's not a Conte. He can't. He's tracking up to apply pressure, but he's also got to track back and, you know what I'm saying, and defend, and that's not Kyle Beckerman. That's not how Kyle Beckerman plays. He was one of the best. He's like a Bob Bradley, right? Not Bob, excuse me. He's like the whatchamacallit Bradley with Toronto FC. Bradley's son. Maybe he is also Bob Bradley. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? They play a specific way. They're a defensive midfielder, and they play well and they defend well when they're in a certain position and play in a certain way. The way we have him playing is not suited for him. It's just not. And he, you know what I'm saying, all of his weaknesses are very evident, and he's not able to utilize the skills that he's acquired over the, you know what I'm saying, his career. So that's frustrating. But like I said, just our passing was just, it was dismal, it was atrocious, and I felt like we lost the battle in the midfield. And because of that, they were able to counterattack and to capitalize. And with Mond injured, they were able to just ram the ball down our throats. They had like 19 shots, 9 on target. You know what I'm saying? It's no wonder. They just outshot us, they outplayed us, and the injury didn't help. Yes, we have a ton of injuries, you know what I'm saying, and that does play a certain part, but that's not why we lost. We lost because of our poor passing and because of some questionable defensive decisions on our part. As soon as we put Lennon back there at right back, I felt like we were able to play a whole lot better. And yes, no one scored I don't believe, scored from a scoring opportunity from the right. You know what I'm saying? No one beat Luke Mulholland, you know what I'm saying, and crossed something in or took a shot, deflected, and so on and so forth. But I just felt like once Lennon was back there, our back line was so much more anchored and played so much better. So yeah, it was a frustrating match. I felt like no one really came out to play, and I felt like you know what I'm saying, I feel like there's a huge disconnect between players. So, and I'm assuming that's because, you know, like almost half our starters are injured. You have Plata, who was injured. He actually played, but he didn't start. You have, you know what I'm saying, you have Mond, who became injured and got off the pitch, and you have Schuler, and you have Horst, and you have Beltran. You have all these players that are injured, that were originally, you know, they're our starters. They're the main guys that we play. So all of these guys are injured, and now we're having to ad hoc our lineups and try to play well together when we probably haven't played as much, especially not as many actual games together. So we'll see what happens. I know, you know, Mike Petka started today, and so hopefully he'll be able to turn things around. This whole, you know, everyone's like, oh, you know, we need a clean slate. That's what Mike Petka said in his interview with ESPN on Frame. You know, oh, we just need to look at a clean slate and so on and so forth. For me, this whole season's a clean slate. This whole season is, let's figure it out. You know, especially now that we have a new coach, let's figure it out. Let's see what we have. Let's work on what we're supposed to do. I hope Craig Weibel and Deloy Hansen stop talking about, oh, we're still, you know, we still want to contend for the cup and so on and so forth. It's like, no, just stop. That's delusional. Let's figure it out. Let's find an identity. Let's understand the way Mike Petka wants us to work. Let's get some guys, hopefully in middle of the season, that'll help us with that goal, and let's work towards it. It's time to move on. It's time to, but it's not only is it time to move on. It's time to find how we're going to be playing for the next 3 to 5 years, or more. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. The whole Jason Christ and the Diamond, right? Found a lot of success, but it took a while. And that's the same with this. We got to find our new diamond, whatever that, and not necessarily, and I'm not even necessarily talking about a formation. I'm talking about our team and our core group of players and the way we want to play, and you know what I'm saying, and you look at when we play the diamond, and we could make passes, our team would make passes, and the other players instinctively knew where it was going to go and how we were playing, and it was, you know what I'm saying, it was more than just making a pass. And now we can't complete passes to save our lives. So like I said, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, he'll be able to kind of smooth things out. I guarantee this is not going to be the last curb stomp that we get. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee it. But hopefully we can move forward. We can put our trust in Petka, and you know what I'm saying, and just be supportive through the rest of this season. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know of anything that I missed. Put your comments down below. And yeah, like I said, we'll move forward and we'll see what happens. So this has been my take on FIFA Zealot. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.